Okay, let's try that again. So, I'm going to demonstrate how to use this FreeVST Acres Basement kit that I've just finished making. The way that it works is you need to get the VST somehow into your VST directory that your DAW uses. That is not in the purview of this video, let me just make sure the levels are correct. So I've already done that. I have it here. I have a MIDI track. I'm going to drag the VST onto my MIDI track. Now, I've got a nice sounding kick, but these channels are stereo, and this outputs 8 channels of mono. And so therefore, what we have to do is just grab a mono device right here. Now, what this allows us to do is just evens out that. I'm not even sure if it matters really, but in any case, we shall do it. Now, after I'm clipping a bit. After having done that, it's time to create some more audio tracks, because this is just the kick. So it models bleed in the snare, and this plugin in fact models bleed for all of the microphone outs, of which there are 8. And so in Ableton you need to configure your subsequent audio tracks to accept input using the top bar here. Select Acres Basement Kit, in, and then 2, which will be snare. So here we have our snare, but it also needs to be mono. So, yeah, I don't think I hear a difference in my, I mean, I hope I'm not deaf in one ear, but, so that's our snare. Now let's duplicate it and make it 3, and duplicate it and make it, oh wait, what's going on? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8. And, so because, well, you need to decide for yourself how you want to do this, but I'm going to pan overhead left all the way to the left, overhead right all the way to the right. But of course they have mono on them, don't they? So, in fact, I probably can't do it with this. I probably have to do it with balance. So this must be right. Oh no, it's left. And yep, okay. There we go. So you can even see when I hit these symbols here, you see how they light up all the other channels, and that's because I'm modeling bleed across all the microphones. So without any sort of mixing or subsequent work, let's just grab some drum effects from Ableton here. I know that the ones that have worked well have been these Rockhavens. Ableton is really not for, well, Ableton doesn't have much pre-configured for rock music, but I presume this Rockhaven thing is intended to be a rock groove, and we'll just drag them all in there just for a little spice. And I'll loop over, and let's just take a listen without having done anything. Okay, so some clear problems in there. But before we address them, the one thing I would like to look at first is how the built-in mixer of this plugin works. So notice that let's solo the overheads. If for some reason you did not want your snare in the overheads, or maybe you wanted to decrease the amount of snare in the overheads, and you also want to do the same thing with the kick. Oh, that's hi-hat, of course. So it also strikes me that the hi-hat is kind of loud, so I'm going to go to the this is a closed hi-hat, so let's just go to closed hi-hat. That seems better to me. Closed hi-hat, and we'll go to the open hi-hat as well. Okay, and that just controls our levels in the overheads a little bit. Yeah, and that's really kind of the magic of it. So, you know, if I were to solo these again, you could turn the kick and snare completely out of your overheads, and yeah, then all you hear is hi-hat. You know, I think it's good to have a little bit in, but not that much, is just my experience of it. And okay, and then so that's the big feature. The other thing to know about this particular plugin is that it's quite loud. For hi-hat open BB, also known as I think C#, let's see, let's be or A#, is that as soon as you come off of the note in the MIDI program, it will not fade out immediately, but fade out pretty quickly. So if you have one of these strikes, you need it to be as long as you want it to be. So let's see how this works. You see that? So what is it hitting here? T-sharp 2. It has to be that, yeah. I think maybe that just doesn't work with this kit or something. Where's A2? Let's try that instead and see what that's like. Well, for starters, it is too loud. So what we can do is, this is Crash Cymbal 2, and just turn it down in the overheads a little bit. That's too low. I mean, it's a weird beat, but you get the idea. Now, what is cool about this, at least I think it's kind of cool, is let's solo our snare track. I'm going to go out for a second. The bleed of Crash 2 into the snare microphone is modeled. This might be appropriate for your style of music or inappropriate for your style of music. Specifically, I think it's good if you're looking for practice or the sound of a natural kit. So like you can see, just, the levels going everywhere. And it might be inappropriate if you're doing, I guess, electronic music, and if it is not right, you can actually go through and say, like, okay, for the snare, I don't want anything to come through other than the snare, and you can go through and turn down all of these other instruments, and then you get sort of purest sound, or like a one-to-one mapping. By default, they're all on. It just models a regular kit. And I think that's all to say about this free VST, other than it's in the description if you want to download it and try it. It accepts general MIDI mapping. You can see the notes here. And I think that's it. I hope you